So it's time to do our oxalic vapor treatments. So my choice for this is the new InstaVap. Saturday morning, not so bright and very early. So we're just off on a little trip over the border. And I don't mean Scotland or Wales, I mean the Pennines. We're going over to Yorkshire. We're going to go to Bradford first to pick up a little projects I've got planned. And then we're going to carry on to Leeds to pick up some used beekeeping equipment. So all the neighbours are probably looking at me like I've lost my mind at the minute. So thank you so much to everyone, all our new subscribers, and everyone who liked and enjoyed the video last week. We will be doing more of that kind of stuff, building equipment out of pallet wood and scrap wood and things like that, just to show what's possible. So this week we're going to do our oxalic treatments with our InstaVap vaporizer. So stay tuned. If you're watching this and you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. Give us a little thumbs up and ring that bell. Thank you. So I've just made it back from my little jolly over the Pennines, where I went and visited Matt, where I purchased all this equipment from. So it's all second hand, so we managed to pick all this equipment up for less than £250, which I think is an absolute bargain. So it'll all be thoroughly cleaned, sterilised before we put any of our bees in it, which is pretty much beekeeping SOPs. We'll put them to use this season so we can bank more mated queens for sale. So hello again, it's Monday afternoon. Spent this morning doing a little bit of jarring, getting a couple of orders ready to go out on the post, and a pointless 2-hour Zoom call that could have been done in about 10 minutes. So now we're just over to Scarisbrick to Dig Lake Farm Shop, which is one of our stockists. They sell lots of our local honey. They do really well for us. It's a lovely little shop as well. And then we're going to go over to, I've mentioned it in the past, one of our new organic sites. So we're going to go and see what all that's about. See the best place to place our bees for this season. Like most places in the UK, it was terrible winds last night and it's still pretty bad now. So on the way back as well, we're going to call on a couple of sites, just make sure everything's as it should be. I spent all last night in bed worried about roofs, hives tipping over, things like that. So just a peace of mind, we'll get around some of them, the worst ones anyway. See you in a bit. So we're just at our local queen mating apiary, which is just down the road from where we live. A little bit of tractor and combine pollen going on there for our farmer subscribers. So it's time to do our oxalic vapor treatments. So my choice for this is the new InstaVap. I say new, it's been out a couple of years now. So a few years ago, when we first started beekeeping, we were completely reliant on Varroa strips and apiary, things like that, which is great, it's fantastic. But I felt like I was missing something. So I decided I wanted to go down the route of oxalic vaporization. So I initially bought one of these. When we first started using it, it was fine, but it soon began to block up and have other issues. It was a little bit brittle, and not only that, the metal shroud around the gas blowtorch got very, very hot. And subsequently end up getting burnt, which I found out. So I then decided I wanted a better option. I was going to spend a little bit more money. So I looked at a plug-in option. But this meant carrying a suitcase generator around everywhere you go, just to keep it going. So I was searching a social media selling platform and noticed one for sale. So I contacted a guy who happened to be another bee farmer. And ultimately he steered me away from it. He was moving away from this because he purchased one of these new InstaVaps, and all singing, all dancing. So it changes the way he treats his bees. So here we go. So this is the InstaVap. So this was purchased by me with my own money. This is not a promotional video. Nothing was supplied by Dunker or anything like that. This is my own honest opinion. So this has changed the way I treat my hive for Varroa. So we still use the strips and things like that in autumn at the end of the season. So we subsequently do another treatment in November, and then I treat again now, early season, when it starts to warm up. So we've just had 2 weeks of really, really cold weather. So the queen should now stop laying. So now is an ideal opportunity to get the bees treated. So there's quite a bit of bee flight going on today. It's about 11-12 degrees here. So it consists of obviously the gas vap and an 18-volt battery. InstaVap do different options for the battery connection. So if you've already got power tools at home and you want to stick with those batteries, they can get a fitting that suits your existing batteries. For myself, I had Varroa, that's the only one they don't seem to do. So I've gone down the DeWalt option. So these are all optional extras. You get a little tray, which not only keeps it warm and keeps it operating temperature, but catches any oxalic crystals as they fall out. So you can also buy extra applicators. So I have two, so one for my full-size colonies and then one for the nukes. You keep having to adjust it each time. Not only that, it stores handily in the handle. And for cleaning, you also can purchase these little silicone plugs, fill them with water, and then it's dead easy then to clean the InstaVap out. So in total, I carry 3 batches around with me, which is usually enough to do a good size apiary of around 40 colonies. And then I also decided to purchase a cheap little inverter for inside the truck, and that way I can charge my batteries up in between sites. And one of the most vital pieces of equipment is obviously your respirator. So a little bit on Varroa. Varroa was first found in the UK on the 4th of April 1992 in Devon. A female Varroa mite will begin reproduction inside the seal cell, laying a first egg, generally a male, and later at intervals around 1 to 2 days. The female will continue to lay up to 7 eggs, which are usually female mites. These act into immature mites, of which only 2 or 3 will reach adult stage. When inside the cell, the mites will feed on developing bee pupae, transferring viruses, which can shorten the lifespan and stunt the pupa's development. After 21 days, the worker bee emerges, along with any surviving mites, which attach themselves to the bee's body until they reach the new open cell with a larva in it, and the cycle starts again. As well as natural reproduction, mite populations are also increased between colonies through robbing, drifting, and swarming. Oxalic acid works by killing phoretic mites with limited adverse effects on bees. When used correctly, this treatment is effective because oxalic acid penetrates the mite's tissue and disrupts the cell metabolism. After 3 hours, the mite is completely dead. Oxalic acid is only effective at killing mites in open cells, or when there are phoretic mites. So we find best results are to carry out 3 individual treatments, 5 days apart, which will work along with the brood cycle of the bees, ensuring that every cell in that 15-day period will be open at some point. Oxalic acid cannot be used when honey super's on, hence why we mainly treat later in the season. So as you've seen for yourself, using the InstaVap could not be easier. Like I say, it's not a paid promotion. This is our own InstaVap, paid for with our own money. It's just my own honest opinion of something that's now an integral part of our beekeeping equipment. So like I say, you can get optional extras with it as well. So we've got the little silicone cone bit that goes on the end so you don't burn your poly. We've got the little cap or tray on the top. Like I say, not only keeps the InstaVap warm and at working temperature, but also catches any oxalic crystals that may fall. And we've also got the little cleaning cap, of which we'll show you how it works now. Thanks for sticking around if you made it this far. If you've got any questions on today's blog, or on Varroa, or treatments, or anything to do with beekeeping or Simply Beautiful Honey, please put them in the comments box and I will respond to every question that comes in. If you're watching this and you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks again, see you next time.